It was a night like any other, with the moon casting an eerie glow over the small town. A group of friends, eager for adventure, decided to explore the old abandoned cemetery on the outskirts. Rumor had it that the place was haunted, but they brushed it off as mere superstition. As the group arrived to the cemetery to see the dilapidated tombstones, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation, and every crunch of leaves underfoot seemed amplified. One of them, Alex, suggested they split up to cover more ground. Reluctantly, they agreed, each heading in different directions. As they walked alone, the shadows seemed to dance around them, playing tricks on their eyes. Sarah felt a chill run down her spine as she heard a faint whisper behind her. She turned, but nobody was there. Panic began to set in. Meanwhile, Jake stumbled upon an old, decrepit mausoleum. Its doors were slightly ajar, and curiosity got the better of him. Pushing the door open, he stepped inside. His flashlight flickered, illuminating cobwebs and dust-covered coffins. A sudden draft slammed the door shut behind him, trapping him inside. Back outside, Emily found herself drawn to an ancient oak tree in the center of the graveyard. Its gnarled branches reached out like skeletal hands. The wind rustled the leaves, creating an eerie melody. She couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Alex, on the other hand, came across an unmarked grave, its headstone lying broken and forgotten. He knelt down to inspect it, brushing away the dirt. Suddenly, he felt a cold grip on his ankle. Startled, he yanked his foot away and stumbled backward. Sarah, still shaken, decided to regroup with the others. As she made her way back, she spotted Emily by the oak tree, seemingly in a trance. She called out, but Emily didn't respond. Sarah's heart pounded as she approached her friend. Inside the mausoleum, Jake frantically searched for an exit. His flashlight batteries were dying, casting dim light on the ancient walls. He heard a faint, ghostly wail that sent shivers down his spine. Desperation set in as he banged on the door, hoping the others would hear. Alex, now wary of his surroundings, decided to head back to the entrance. His flashlight beam caught movement in the distance. He squinted, trying to make out the figure. It seemed to glide rather than walk, sending a jolt of fear through him. Sarah reached Emily and shook her gently. Emily snapped out of her trance, her eyes wide with terror. She whispered that she had seen a ghostly figure beneath the tree. The two hugged each other tightly, fear gripping their hearts. Jake, on the verge of panic, finally managed to force the mausoleum door open. He stumbled out, gasping for fresh air. He saw Alex in the distance and shouted for him. Alex turned and ran towards the sound. Reunited, Alex, Sarah, Emily, and Jake decided it was time to leave. The once adventurous spirit was now replaced with dread. They hurried towards the cemetery gates, their breath visible in the cold night air. As they approached the exit, they heard a loud, echoing laugh behind them. They dared not look back, quickening their pace. The laughter grew louder, filling the night with a sinister echo. They burst through the gates, not stopping until they were far from the cemetery. Panting and terrified, they vowed never to return. The haunting experience would stay with them forever, a grim reminder of their night in the old cemetery. The small town's eerie glow seemed even more ominous as they made their way home.